Good day, fellas. I hope you're ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with a Foch B. Hear me out how the session is going to look like. Lately, I was playing with pretty much Tank Destroyer tier 9, tier 10 to re-raid the tanks, right? Everything is fresh and everything is Gucci. Same goes for light tanks from tier 10 up down to the tier 7. Everything is fresh and everything is refreshed, right? But it happened to be that I had an absolutely glorious game with a Foch B. So how this session is going to look like, I will show you a glorious game with a Foch B whenever stars are aligned, and after that we are going to play 2 live battles and to see how, expectations versus reality is looking like. And that being said, fellas, Foch B is not a bad tank by any shape or any form. This tank is capable of doing plenty of the bad stuff for the enemies for obvious reasons, right? The best and the most important thing is this tank has magazine, right? And you can potentially do 2,400 damage in 10 seconds. That is huge. But hear me out. Skill, I have a question. Since this tank is so good, why it's rated bad in the index page? The main reason why this vehicle is rated bad in the index page, or alternatively 2 out of 5 stars, right, is because this tank is not flexible whatsoever. Yes, it is a great when you have a moment and you can spank the living crap out of everyone. I mean, that's great and that is awesome. But in many situations you are not going to be able to do that, and in many situations you will simply take one for the team. Although, watch this. Whenever you are finding someone making a silly goose mistake, I mean, what this gentleman can do. We are pretty much fully clipping him out like there is no tomorrow. Beautiful. That was an excellent clip. I think we did everything properly, and that was absolutely glorious, right? The Emil made a mistake, he's going straight to the garage. And whenever you are seeing those opportunities or those situations, then you might think, oh my bananas, Foch B is absolutely glorious. But hear me out. Not in every game you are going to get score like this, and we are just starting, fellas. We are just warming up our toes, and whenever we will warm up, oh boys, this is going to be glorious. As an example, this situation, we are just simply waiting until someone will make a mistake, right? We have a full magazine, we are ready to spank the living crap out of them, and look at this. And there is 1, and there is 2, and there is, okay, 2, easy peasy. Oh, there is 3, no, come here. There is 4. Unfortunate. Maybe 5? No, not really. You see what I'm saying? This tank is capable of spanking the living crap out of the enemies who are making a mistake, right? Great! Great, that's very, very good. And every single of us are happy whenever it happens, right? But if enemies won't make mistake, if enemies will play hold down against you, enemies will side scrap properly, oh boys, the situation is going to be significantly worse. So far it is a good start. We have some blind shots to that E50 we tried to clip earlier, right? And in the same time we have quite a big potential in this game. And I can tell you one thing, we are going to do the things properly. Meanwhile, have you heard the Foch B lately was buffed? The alpha damage of the Foch B was buffed. You don't believe in me? Watch this. Look. M3. Kaboom into the front, ammo react, and a bit of the fireworks, fellas. A bit of the fireworks, what can I say? Absolutely glorious and absolutely amazing. So what am I thinking? I am thinking to eliminate the field at this point because the enemies have so many boys in the back. I am just simply afraid of that. I cannot go against them in this way. It is just simply not worth it. And keep this in mind, we are shooting the standard ammunition pretty much all the time here, so it is worth to highlight. Meanwhile, Indian Panzer is being shot with a high explosives, which is quite funny thing, but nothing too crazy and nothing too unusual. Anyways, I'm not paying too much attention at this Indian. I am preparing for the zombie apocalypse, aka invasion of the enemies towards the Delta 3 side or middle, right? This is the most important thing for me. And in this game, you know, whenever I was playing with this tank, whenever I was streaming and everything, I said for guys, listen, I know this tank in certain situations can shine and you can spank literally everyone like there is no tomorrow. But how often does it happen that enemies are going through the open field like crazy mother truckers and you can spank them like there is no tomorrow? Well, it happened to be that this game, 6.6 thousand damage plus a bit of the blind damage as well. Yeah, absolutely madness, fellas. And it's not like I am doing a rocket science here. It's not like, oh my bananas, fellas. We are playing so super well and everything. Keep this in mind, we have full hit points in the Paris. But enemies are ignoring me. Maybe I'm invisible, maybe I'm the ghost, or maybe they are paid actors. Who knows? But you can see that yourself how the things are looking like in this situation. Meanwhile, I just reloaded. Fellas, I just reloaded. For F's sake, I just reloaded. Look. I mean, how lucky is that? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, how lucky is that? Meanwhile, I'm going on the reload and this time I am going for a gold clip. Skill, why are you going for a gold clip? Well, answer is simple, because this E3 is very, very strong mother trucker, right? And I am kind of afraid if this E3 would try to go for me while I'm on the reload, so I need to be smart in this kind of situation, right? I just need to be patient and I need to wait until I will know more information. And as you can see, I'm about to finish my reload, so at this point I am just pushing through the open field towards that Mr. E3. And push I go, fellas. Look at this beauty. E3 in the side. Now, I'm not going straight for this guy because I feel like it's not really worth it until he fired. Because there is a T-30 in the side and there's 50 TP in the side. If all of them are going to hit me once, I'm dead. In fact, if T-30 and E3 will hit me, I'm dead. But now at this point, I'm saying... I'm just pushing in front. I'm just saying... Moo. This is what I'm doing. And in this situation... this tank is booming and we are enjoying ourselves to the maximum, right? Absolutely glorious, glorious, glorious game, fellas. We did absolutely everything properly. I would never complain of how we play this battle, and this is pretty much perfection. But keep this in mind, fellas. Whenever I am doing videos like this, whenever I'm showcasing the good game which I had, right? I am all the time saying the same thing. Keep this in mind, it won't happen every single battle, especially with the tanks like the Foch B. It is far away from performing like this every single time, okay? I really want to highlight this. Meanwhile, we rigged Brother in Arms, but we lost Brother in Arms in the same time. Unfortunately, our Rhino died, which is quite sad, but not much what we can change about this, and this is the end of the game. 9,000 visible damage. And here we go. That's what we have. Meanwhile, Rhino is finishing the game by saying this is his definition of noob. Okay, I see, big boy. Okay, let's see the score, shall we? And we are back, fellas. So what do we have? 4 kills, 9.8 thousand damage, not even 10,000. Skill noob, learn to play. What a beautiful game that was. But this is the moment when the cow works. This is the moment when the things are going very, very well. In fact, I played like a couple of games and I think that session was like 6,000 average damage or 8 or 7,000 average damage. Something crazy like this. You know, sometimes it happens. It's just your day and your opportunity to shine. But now we are going to play the live games. Do not expect to see like 10,000 unless we will be very, very lucky, and who knows. So without further ado, fellas, let's play a couple of games with a cow and let's make this beautiful bastard work. Let's go. Okay, fellas, so for a very first live game we have Redshire Standard Battle. Okay, so the whole point of how you are playing with a Foch B is to find the guys who are making a silly goose mistakes. I can promise you that this is significantly easier to say than easier to do, okay? I can promise you that 100%. But whenever you are finding someone, they will scream. They will scream, they will cry, and they are going to say, "Wee." That being said, since it is so difficult to play with this tank, and I can promise you that not everyone would make this tank work, I think this tank deserves 2 stars on the index page just because how difficult it is, or how many stars needs to get in line in order to have somehow decent performance. Meanwhile, what we see? We see enemy Foch making a hardcore pressure here, right? So that being said, it's not ideal case scenario for us by any shape or any form, and I simply do not think I can get involved, at least at this point. At this point, it is not worth for us to go vroom and to, you know, trade with other autoloader. Especially, fellas, whenever you are playing with any tank in this game, you need to think about the trades, right? Why are you making one or another decision? What is happening and why are you making this? Aha, I am going to the left side because I'm going to do this and that and this and that. That's how, this is how I would recommend to think whenever we are playing World of Tanks, you know, and it doesn't matter what is your level. Are you new in the game? Just try to figure out what kind of use you will get, right? And what kind of threats are waiting you in front. And if you are experienced player, you know this already, more likely, right? Okay, let's see. So what is my goal here? My goal is to punish this Conqueror making a hardcore pressure like this. That's all I want to do. I want to see this guy maybe moving back. I mean, this is a pixel shot. I don't really think it is worth the hustle to try to penetrate him over the pixel, you know? I do not really think it is worth it. So at this point we are just chilling and we are enjoying ourselves. Meanwhile, Mino will definitely make some pressure. I have no doubts whatsoever that Mino will say, ooh, and he will go in front. That's what I would love to see. Meanwhile, as you can see, E75 definitely messed up and he made a mistake. Right, and this is exactly what we want to see. Beautiful. So far, our team is winning quite well, honestly speaking. Our team is winning by 2 guns and 4,500 hit points, which is very, very good considering I think this spawn is a bit weaker. Especially that our team cannot make pressure like this. But in the same time, it's only the start, right? Enemies simply can have a very nice comeback, so we will see how it will look like in the long term. For now, skill is pretty happy. One more thing, I appreciate our team not making pressure. I know it sounds kind of weird, Skill, how you can appreciate team who is playing passively. Well, sometimes passive is the right choice, right? Sometimes passive is the right way to do the things. And in this situation, we are going to say hello for the Dede Fede. There is a tiny chance that we can clip him out. There is a tiny chance that we can spank the living crap out of him, fellas. And this is exactly what I would love to see. Oh, beautiful shot. Excellent. Oh, how is the slide doing? You are doing well. Wrong side, my man. Oh, come on. Unfortunate RNG here. I thought we are going to take this MTV tank and we are going to send him to the garage, but hashtag never lucky. Okay, our advantage is slowly but surely melting at this point, which is quite sad thing, but let it be. We are just starting our journey. I think this is the moment when we are going to clear the side and we are going to be aggressive. You see this Minotauro? In the best case scenario, he is down to 4 shottable. In the worst case scenario, he is down to 5 shottable, right? I know I probably should load the gold ammunition, but I think I am going to be alright with the standards. So what we are doing, we are just pushing in front like there is no tomorrow at this in this situation, right? I really doubt I'm going to get spotted until I will arrive very, very close, and this is exactly what I want to see. Pay attention how the things are looking like. We are making pressure together with 113 Bo. I am very, very well aware of this mother trucker sitting here, but it's not stopping me from making pressure like this, and this might be very, very bad situation for us. Okay, luckily he did not manage to penetrate us. This is exactly what we want to see, and now we are going to say hello for him. Oh my bananas, that's not good. That is not good whatsoever. I'm still going for him because I have a feeling he's on the reload. I have a feeling he's on the reload, fellas. And if I have a feeling like so... Oh, come on. Oh, come on! Well, far away from being ideal, isn't it? Yeah, mistakes were made by me for sure. We are not going to cry about this, we are going to be a big boys, fellas. We are going to be big boys and we are going to kite him as much as we physically and possibly can, right? Since he doesn't have a fully rotatable turret, in a way, to a certain extent, it is kind of easy thing for us. And even though he's aiming for our cupola, I'm still feeling pretty good. Meanwhile, 113 should be able to eliminate him from the game, and if he won't, I will. Beautiful. And now we can make pressure like this. Skill, what is the biggest mistake you have done in this game? I haven't loaded gold. I haven't loaded gold, fellas. That is definitely the biggest mistake which I have done in this game. If I would have load the gold, I would feel 10 times better, because this Rhino would be dead mother trucker and we would have the blast, right? So this is very, very important thing to highlight overall. Tanks like this, it is extremely important to penetrate every single shot you can, right? I mean, overall it is important to penetrate every single shot, but whenever you have a clip and whenever you are reloading for a very, very long time, there is no other way but for a maximum success rate, right, you need to simply penetrate your shots. That's all there is to say. There is nothing unusual about this, and same goes for 50 B, same goes for many other tanks, right? So as you can see, reality, how to play with a Foch B is very, very different from what I've shown you in the very first game, whenever I had a lucky game, whenever I had a perfect game, right? And this is not a shameful thing to show games like this. It is quite natural, right? And in the same time, I mean, you can say whatever you want. The aim for a minnow wasn't bad, but the main problem was I haven't fired gold ammunition. Yes, I aimed for a weak spot. Yes, I aimed for his lower plate, but it was different, right? So look at this, 3.3 thousand damage, 400 assisting damage, we are second by experience, we are second by the damage, we made 45,000 profits, although most of those profits are coming from the mission, doesn't really matter, it's okay, let's go for the third game of the day and let's see can we fix it. Okay fellas, hear me out, for a last game with a Foch B, we are going to do the things a bit differently. We are going to load the full gold ammunition, and the main reason why am I saying so is I will try to show you how this tank is behaving whenever you are willing to spam the full gold, right? Which will make this tank undoubtedly better, but obviously it is quite expensive to play with this tank in this way, but you know, we won't have such silly goose situations like we had with a minnow, as an example, right? Let's see what this game will bring for us and let's see what we can do. So first things first, I think I am going to start everything from this corner over there. Now the main reason why so, because I want to see someone crossing like this. If we are going to do everything properly, we should be able to track the enemies making a silly goose mistakes, right? This is what I want to see and this is what I am aiming for, fellas. All I want to do, I want to spank them like there is no tomorrow. So yeah, I know this is not very aggressive play by any shape or by any form. I am very, very well aware of that, but sometimes you do not necessarily need to be super aggressive. Sometimes it is more than enough to take the good position and just hold until enemies will mess up. And I am feeling very, very good of how I made, what kind of decision I have made over there, right? I am feeling very, very great here. Now, hear me out. The main battle undoubtedly is going to be here. Plus, on top of that, our team has quite a bit of the disadvantage just because of the enemies who are sitting on top of the hill already. So this is not really ideal for us or for our team, I suppose to say. But it's not changing the fact that we will be able to showcase how this tank works properly. Now, There is no chance I can do anything for the Starva in the middle. I'm not even considering it. I do not really think there is a chance we can do anything for the gentlemen's sitting here. Because in order to eliminate them from the game, I actually need to clip them out, right? And I need to go up myself, and let's get real, this is not going to be simple by any shape or by any form. So this kind of situation is far away from being perfect. But once in a while we are going to have tourists who are crossing through the field, and whenever they are crossing we are going to spank them. That is a good thing. So far we started everything with a solid 1000 damage. Quite some low rolls, to be fair with you. Every single shot we fired was a low roll, but that is okay. It's not stopping us from trying to do our best. In fact, I'm going to go on the reload at this point, and I am just going to chill here and wait until enemies will mess up. Yes, I'm aware of this Centurion looking towards my ass. I know, I'm very, very well aware of that, but once again, it is not changing absolutely anything. I want to have a magazine, and I want to say hello for this Yoch tank. This is what I want to do. Now, 6 seconds reload, we are feeling very, very good. We are feeling extremely good. And both of those guys, you know, they are kind of annoying each other to a certain extent, by the way. This is what is happening here. Now this gentleman is thinking how long the son of the banana can sit and spam the gold. Excuse me? Excuse me? Stop it. Stop being mean. Stop. Fellas. Oh my bananas. Okay, hear me out. That was a good one. Centurion sneaked on my ass. Centurion gently touched my ass, and Centurion went to the other direction. Okay, let's pretend this situation never happened, okay? Let's pretend this, and let's see how he's going to enjoy banging others. Oh man, that was a good one. That was a good one, honestly. That was a good one. Okay, hear me out. Now, this is a bit of the complicated situation. We need to eliminate Mr. Starva from the game. And this is going to be a hard one. How we can eliminate the Starva? This is the question. So the first things first, I want to get close, and now we are clipping him out like there is no tomorrow. What we need to do, we need to try to hit his cupola. And as you can see, even then, it is very, very complicated, and it's far away from being ideal. Right? I'm telling you. What a hard tank to play with. What a hard tank to play with. You know, ooh, such a hard tank, fellas. Such a hard tank. I would love to say something else, right? But this is the casual game. I'm averaging like 4,000 with this vehicle, and as you can see, whenever I'm playing live, it is far away from being ideal, speaking about the performance, right? But it's just how it goes. This is how this tank is behaving. And I think this kind of situation is kind of proving the point what this tank is capable of. And yes, you can have a 10,000 game with this. You definitely can. But most often you are going to meet the Starva, you are going to struggle to penetrate, and you are going to get banged by it. Or alternatively, you are going to get flanked and it is a game over. So yeah, quite a bad session looking into the session itself, right? But I think that is a fair play to show that this vehicle is not ideal. This vehicle is not the best tank in the world of tanks, and so on, right? And overall, once again, in theory, it should be easy to find the people making a silly goose mistakes. In reality, or in practice, it is significantly harder than it might look like. In my opinion, the platform is the killer of this tank. Even though the speed is okay, but those two horns, you will never be able to play a hold down with this tank, right? And it's just far away from being ideal. But you know what? I'm happy with this. Believe me or not, I'm happy with this. We had 2 games. We got 3,000 each in each game. And you know what? I'm not going to cry over this. So looking into all of this, 3.1 thousand damage, no assisting damage. And overall, if we are speaking about the average play, on average play, I'm doing 3.8 thousand and 800. And I'm still not feeling bad about it whatsoever. Anyways, I hope today's video was entertaining. I hope you enjoyed yourself and I hope you had a great time. I am kind of glad we did not have the games like when we are doing easily 6,000-7,000, right? Because that would be kind of false advertisement for the Foch B, right? And I think this is the perfection, and this is what we needed with this tank to just showcase how it is looking like. So I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you very much for watching and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.